What's up, dancers? Welcome to today's class. So happy to be sharing my energy with you today. So today's class is going to be super important for preventing injury to your ankles and to your knees. So we're really going to work on activating our feet and strengthening them because they are our foundation. They are our roots. Everything stands on top of them. They hold us up, they give us that support, they draw in that nourishing energy from the earth to support us. But if we don't know how to properly activate them, how to really ground in and evenly distribute our weight and activate our arches and keep our ankles stable, it's really easy to cheat your turnout. It's easier to do it from the feet, kind of rolling in on your arches and pushing into the floor, rather than using the muscles of your hips to really get that turnout coming from the pelvis. And when we turn out from the feet, we put a lot of strain on the knees and kind of tweak the knees in a way that they're not supposed to go. So this class is going to be all about training those muscle, mind, good habits so that you can learn to feel really balanced and strong on your feet and to take the strain off of your knees. So anything from the knees down is just going to get a full rejuvenation and some strengthening today. All you're going to need is a little foam roller, not too thick. If you don't have a foam roller, you can always get a towel and roll that up. So we're going to be using that for a little myofascial release in the calves. Give them some love. So if that sounds good to you guys, let's hop on the mat. All right, so get yourself a smallish foam roller if you have one. If not, again, just roll up a towel to something about this thick. We're gonna get started on the mat today, seated, activate and warm up our feet. So first, just bring the soles of your feet together. We're gonna give them a little massage. Our feet have so many nerve endings in them that weave up through our entire body. So that's why reflexologists really like to work with the feet. There's so many nerve endings that are connected with all of our major organs and digestive systems. You can really give your whole body kind of a rejuvenating reset just by bringing some love into the feet, smoothing out the fascia, bringing some warmth to the tendons. So just give yourself a little massage, getting into your ankles, to the arches, to the balls of your feet and toes, and even the tops of your feet and the bottom of your ankles. Just waking up the feet, giving them some love, connecting in with your roots. All right. And so now we're going to do a little toga or toe yoga. So bending your left leg, straighten out your right. And first of all, just take that ankle in a circle, going both directions, just starting to warm up the foot a little bit. Nice. And then getting your hands, weaving them in between your toes, getting your fingers through here, and then relax the ankle. So the foot's not doing any of the work, it's the hand here. As you're kind of squeezing into the ball of the foot, just taking that ankle in a circle and going the other way. Nice, and then spreading the fingers, spread the toes so you can keep the toes spread as you take your fingers out. Reaching, energy shooting out through the toes. Nice. Placing that foot on the floor. First of all, this is the foot activation that we're going to be working with all throughout class to make sure that we're even and stable and grounded. So first of all, you want to really plug into the floor through the front kind of knuckles and then your ankle. So really grounding down through all four corners of the feet. Make sure that your toes are spread and long on the floor. And then imagine you could draw the knuckles of the toes and the ankle together to pull up on the arch. So yeah, see if you can even get a little space under there for your fingers. So you're pulling up on the arch, toes are long, so it's really common for dancers sometimes to kind of grip into the floor with their toes, but we want the toes to be relaxed. They're there to be, you know, creating more space for you to balance on, to distribute that weight. So we want them to be long and extended, not curled up. Keeping that arch really active, you're gonna lift up the big toe. See if you can stay grounded through all the knuckles of the feet. Lift that big toe off and put it down. Nice. Now seeing if you can lift the pinky toe off. Ooh, a little harder. And put it down. Keeping that arch, really pulling up through the arch. See if you can ground your pinky toe and your big toe, and then lift up the 3 middle toes. Oh, wow, it's like a brain teaser there. And put them down. All right, one more time. Big toe, put it down. Little toe, oh, put it down. Middle toes, lift them up. Nice. All right, switching feet. Get that left foot out and just give it a couple circles, both directions. And then interweave your fingers in between your toes, kind of hold up your calf here, and then just take that ankle in a circle. Really nice and gentle here. Giving the ball of your foot a squeeze here with your hands. And then spreading the toes. See if you can take the fingers out and keep the toes really spread. Reaching out, send out laser beams through your toes. And put them down. Finding that grounding on the floor. First of all, spread the toes. Make sure they're nice and long and free of any clenching or trying to claw at the floor. Grounding down through all 4 corners of the feet, the pinky toe, the big toe, and the back heel. And then from there, drawing the arch up, like you could draw energy up from the earth, like your roots are drawing that water up to the rest of your body, just like the roots of a tree would. Check that space. And then lifting the big toe off. Really keep that arch as you activate through the big toe. And putting it down. And then pinky toe, oof. Wow, my left foot is struggling. Pinky toe down, 3 middle toes, lift off and stretch them out. And put them down. Big toe again. Oh, wow, my left foot. And pinky toe. And middle toes. Nice. All right, so now this next exercise is super good if you are hypermobile at all. This will be really good to strengthen up the muscles here and to get you out of that hypermobility. So bringing your ankles together and your feet together, trying to get them as close touching as you can. And then keeping the ankles touching and also keeping the ankles on the floor. So it's really easy when you're hypermobile to lift the heels off the floor, and really lock and press into the knees. You want to keep them on the ground. Don't let them come off. We're just going to roll through a point and then bringing the toes back and flex, keeping the ankles on the floor, trying to draw the ankles together and rolling through a point. Making a fist with the feet as you roll back, flexing from the toes and the feet instead of the knees, picking the feet off the floor, yeah? So let's do 5 of those nice and slow. Point, drawing through, keeping the ankles on the floor, flex the feet. Yeah, rolling through, draw together, keep on the floor, strengthening up the feet, rolling down, flexing back. Last one, point and flex. Nice. So now we're gonna come onto our back. Put the feet up in the sky. Give them a little shake. First of all, we're just gonna roll through again to a point. Really make a fist with your feet, clench your toes here, and then draw them back. And then to again, flex towards your body. Point, curl, flex, point, curl, flex, and then reverse that. So from the flex, curl the toes and make that fist extend into a point, and then flexing at the toes to draw you back into that flex. So reversing it, curl, point, reach back, curl, point, reach back, curl, point, reach back. All right, so from here, this is really gonna strengthen all sides of the feet, especially the tops of the feet. So this is probably gonna burn, but it's really good for you, I promise. So first of all, we're gonna wing and flex the toes. So wing those ankles out, flex and extend the toes, and then sickle, I know it feels gross, sickle and curl, get that fist with your feet again. So we've got 5, wing and flex, sickle and curve, wing and flex, sickle and fist, wing, flex, sickle and fist, wing, flex, sickle and fist. And now we've got to reverse that, so we're gonna wing and make that fist, and then sickle and flex, wing and point and make that fist, sickle, extend the toes, clench and wing, extend and sickle, ooh, and wing and sickle. Last one, wing and sickle. Ooh, shake your feet out. Feeling the burn, good morning feet. So your feet should be feeling nice and awake right now. Let's roll back and then roll forward, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. So here, finding that same foot activation, grounding down through the feet, spread the toes on the floor and then drawing up through the arches. And then see if you can really melt into the floor through the balls of your feet and your toes. So maybe even just pressing those toe knuckles into the floor, keeping that arch drawing up. See if you can get your hands in that little space there. And then rolling up to standing. So here, just noticing if your ankle, throughout class, we're gonna stay really mindful that our ankles aren't rolling in or rolling out. So we really want to be centered right in the middle, keeping that arch nice and active here. So let's just take a moment to feel our feet melting into the floor, really melting your footprint into the floor as the crown of your head draws up towards the ceiling, tailbone drawing down, pubic bone and lower core drawing up. Relax your shoulders down. With that arch still active and your weight evenly balanced, see if you can take a mental screenshot of how this feels in your muscles. Really become familiar with how this feels in your body so that you can replicate it, next time you're in class and want to make sure that you're not rolling in on your arches. Beautiful. Reaching the arms up on an inhale. And with an exhale, sinking the hips back, bending the knees, coming into chair pose, keeping that arch, keep the feet drawing up, really drawing that energy up from the earth, tapping into that root energy. And then from here, imagine you could pull your feet apart, like you're trying to rip them out apart with your feet to really activate the outer glutes and legs here. Chest up, spine long, sink low. Weight is in your heels here, but your toes are still grounded, still pulling up through that arch. And breathe. Pulling out, make sure that outer booty is active here. And then extending your arms forward, shoulders down, and to come up onto your toes for crane. Oh yeah. Finding that balance, pulling the core into the spine and breathe. Lowering the ankles back down slowly and forward fold. Shake your head out no, and notice when you relaxed here, did you roll in on your ankles at all? Just noticing. I'm just asking because I tend to do that for myself. As soon as I relax, I kind of, went into that rolling into my arches position here. So we're trying to train that out of our body. So from here, bending the right leg, straightening the left, keep pulling up on the arch on both feet, nice and centered. Plant that right hand and twist open to the left. Extending the crown of the head and the tailbone away from each other. And exhale, release that hand, switching sides, bend the left knee, straighten the right, and twisting open to the right. Nice long spine here. Breathing in and out through the nose, maybe even closing your eyes to really, again, get that mental screenshot. See what's going on in your feet. Exhale, release that hand down. Plant the hands, you're gonna step back into a plank. So I know usually we don't wanna tuck the head here, but do it for a moment just to look at your ankles, see what they're doing. Again, are they falling out, or are they falling in, or are they nice and parallel and aligned? All right, once you've found that, find the length in your spine, pulling the core in, spread the fingertips on the floor. And exhale, lowering down. Moving through your vinyasa. Inhale, cobra. Tuck the toes, exhale, hips up, downward dog. So check in with your dog here, because here's another place where the ankles tend to roll in. So I really encourage you to try and find that equal distribution of weight on the floor, on your feet, and try to almost get that like a tiny bit of rotation happening from the hips, just a tiny bit, to make sure that the knees are tracking over the feet and that the ankles are parallel, they're not falling in or out at all. And then really slowly, mindfully, keeping the ankles in line, begin to walk out through your dog. So you might notice that you're getting a little bit different of a calf stretch here if you're really paying attention to keep your ankles not falling in at all. The stretch is going to go to a different place. Making sure to breathe. Nice, then inhaling, sweeping the left leg up to the sky. Take a look at your right ankle. Has your weight fallen inwards? Is your ankle kind of falling towards the middle at all, or are you still staying really centered? Exhale, step that left foot forward in between your hands, coming into a lunge. So here, getting that knee right over the ankle. I know this is moving kind of slow, guys, but we're really just trying to train that muscle memory here, and I promise it's gonna really pay off by you not getting injured later in class. So, grounding in through the toes, through the front knuckles, grounding in through that heel and pulling up. Activate that arch, lift it off the floor, and then drawing your left hip back, right hip forward, squeezing the glutes and squeezing the inner thighs together to protect your low back and your sacrum. Inhale with all of that, lifting your arms up, pulling up through the arch, keep the toes long. There's a lot going on here, so just breathe, stay present with your body. And now exhale slowly, keeping the foot as it is, bring your hands to the ground and begin to straighten that front leg, coming into a pyramid pose. So again, notice, first of all, if you're locking into your knee, and if you are, have a little micro bend in it. And then check in, see if your toes are still spread on the floor, see if your arch is still active, see if you're nice and centered, not rolling in or out. And then breathing here. See if you can melt over that leg. Nice, and then coming forward back to that lunge as you drop the back knee down to the floor. All right, then grab either your foam roller or your rolled up towel, and you're gonna place it right under your knee and then really lean into that low lunge here. So you're getting that, you might even lower it a little bit if you really want to get it onto that calf muscle, but find a place where you can lean into this lunge, untuck your back toe, and you're getting a little bit of like a massage here, right in the calf. It's really important to give the calves some love here and let them release, because they tend to overwork a lot, and when the calves overwork, it inhibits the glutes from being able to use their full potential of strength to keep us balanced. And don't worry, I'll talk more about that in another video, but just trying to give the calves some love here. So really lean into it. Your foot can be relaxed here. See, really consciously trying to allow the muscles of the calf to just give into the pressure of the foam roller. One more breath here with this exhale, really releasing the muscles of the calf. Nice, taking that foam roller out and extending your leg towards straight, but keep that micro bend in your knee to all my hypermobile dancers. And then first of all, try and keep your foot kind of pointed almost, but with your toes flat to the floor, but pointed through the rest of the foot. Getting that nice stretch over the top of the foot. I mean, if you really want to, you can go into a full point. Breathing here, trying to square off the hips, drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. And then try it with a flexed foot. See how that changes the stretch for you. So pointed if you want to stretch the top of the foot, flexed if you want to stretch the back. Nice. Coming back forward, really finding that good grounding and alignment in the front of the foot, pulling up on the arch, grounding down, smelting the toes into the floor, coming up to that nice high lunge once again. Just squeezing the inner thighs together, squaring off the hips, shoulders relax, find that neutral pelvis with your tailbone drawing down, pubic bone drawing up. From here, pressing up really strong onto that front legs, coming into a balance. Pressing up, nice and strong. I'm gonna scoot back. Bringing the hands down, flexing the toes of the right foot. You're gonna take your peace fingers with your left hand and wrap them around the right big toe. And then press that toe into the fingers as you extend it out. So foot is flexed here, but the right toe is really active, pressing into the feet here. Drop that right hip. Energy shooting down through the left foot, pulling up on the arch, melting the toes into the floor to find the balance. And breathe. Beautiful, slowly releasing that foot down. Find your grounding. Now taking the feet out nice and wide so the toes are off the mat and your heels are on. Sweeping the arms up. Exhale, sinking nice and low into a yogi squat here, malasana. So nice and tall through the spine. Using your elbows to press the knees open. This is also a great little stretch for your calves and your ankles here. It's really important also to have the calves be able to be nice and flexible so that they're not ultra tight and then gonna pull on the Achilles tendon. If the calf is tight, they're gonna shorten. It's gonna put extra strain on your Achilles, which could lead to tendinitis or even like a tear, which we don't want. So gotta stretch out those calves. Beautiful, plant your hands. Step, or if you're feeling a little frisky today, hop back into plank and check in with your ankles. Make sure they're not rolling out or rolling in. Nice and strong in the center. Core pulling up towards the spine. Breathing here. And exhaling, moving through your vinyasa to lower down. Inhale to come up, shine the heart forward. And now as you come up through downward dog, see if you can keep your feet pointed. So lifting your hips up, staying on the tops of your feet, getting a stretch here. It's really good to work on point flexibility in your feet. And then tucking the toes, finding that flat down dog, checking with your ankles, make sure they're going straight, that your feet are parallel instead of letting them roll in at all. Breathing here, stretching out through the calves. Keep a tiny little bend in your knees so you're not locking into the joints. And then inhale, sweeping the right leg up to the sky. Again, check in with that left ankle. Make sure it's not rolling in. And exhale, step that foot forward in between the hands, extending the toes, melting them into the floor. Grounding down through all four corners of the feet and then pulling up on the arch. Yeah, and then drawing the right hip back, the left hip forward, square off the hips, just squeeze the inner thighs together. Coming up nice and strong, core in, tailbone drawing down, pubic bone drawing up, shoulders relax. Keep that arch in your foot. Breathing here, take that mental screenshot. Put the mind into the muscle. How does this feel? From here, Extending the hands down, keep the foot as it is as you straighten that front leg. Staying mindful of your joints here. Still trying to square off the hips, drawing the right hip back, the left hip forward. Keeping the arch really active through the front foot. And breathing here, breathe into the back of the leg. Coming forward into that lunge and lowering the back knee down. Taking your foam roll, getting it under the knee, and then lean forward. So if that's not feeling good, you could also take your arm and get it under there. Sometimes that works better. It's definitely gonna squeeze your arm though. So it doesn't feel that great for your arm, but it can feel really good for your calf, and then you have to really lean forward to get that weight into it, to press it into the muscle. So I'm gonna go back to this. Taking a few moments to breathe here, just letting your calf surrender to that pressure. Might even get a little bit in the hamstrings too. Just trying to consciously allow the muscles of the calf to relax. And then taking that out and extending back to straighten that front leg. Keeping the foot pointed, half pointed. This part's pointed, the toes are flat and melting into the floor. Squaring off the hips, keeping that little micro bend in the knee. So all of these things, all of these little cues are just to help you feel your best in the pose, to get out of movement, because there's multiple ways, we could do this stretch and, kind of rolling out here, locking into the knee, hips aren't squared. And it's not the worst thing you could do, but it's not gonna help you, help your body alignment, help those muscle memory habits be formed. Wanna square off the hips, little bend in the knee, foot really nice and straight, not rolling in or out, arch drawing up. And then try flexing it. Breathing deep. And then shifting your weight forward, finding that good foot activation through the front foot, grounding down, and then pulling up on the arch, lifting the back knee off, arms up, nice and strong, shifting your weight to the front foot to press up into a balance. So even here, making sure that you're not rolling in or out on your arch. Especially here, squeezing that right glute to send that energy down into the floor, pressing down into the floor, into the earth to grow up tall. Reaching your right peace fingers around the left toes to extend forward, really pressing the left toe into the fingers. It is active here. Shoulders down, relax that left hip. Make sure it's dropping down, not hiking up. And breathing, again, keeping that press through the right foot into the floor to grow up tall through the head and spine. Exhale, slowly release. We'll take that Malasana one more time. Inhaling, growing tall. Exhale, sinking down. And here, just imagine a warm red glow coming up from the ground, from the earth, and being drawn up through the feet. As you pull that arch up, you're pulling up that nourishing energy of grounding, of stability, of feeling at home in your body. All of these qualities of the root chakra, of the legs, all of these things that we've been working with today. And just repeat to yourself, I am at home in my body. I am at home in my body. This sacred vessel, this temple, this our ultimate home that we live in no matter where we go in our lives. Send gratitude to this beautiful vessel that you've been gifted with. Beautiful, plant the hands, and coming into a tabletop. So, first of all, you're gonna tuck the toes, Reach for your little roll thingy and bring it again behind the knees. And you're gonna press back into a hero pose. So kind of sitting on top of that. Just find what feels good. Really opening through the arches, through the soles of the feet here, growing up nice and tall. Then we're gonna take the mudra for earth to balance all of the earth energy in our body. You're gonna take your thumb and your ring finger on both hands and press them together and just let them rest on top of your thighs here. And then as you breathe, imagine drawing that air in through the soles of your feet, up through your body. And as you exhale, sending that energy out through your third eye. Inhaling, drawing that nourishing energy from the earth up through the feet, up the spine, and exhaling out through the third eye center. Closing your eyes if it feels good. Just like a tree, drawing that nourishing energy up through the feet, through your roots. Exhale, let it go through the third eye so that from now on you will see clearly and trust your visions, trust your intuition, and trusting the intuition of the body. Letting the mudra go, coming down off of the ankles. Untuck your toes and just lightly tap them on the floor. Nice, then from here, you can either sit back on your heels, so your shins are kind of right under you, your feet are right under your sits bones, or you can bring your feet out to the side and sit your butt down on the floor. So depending on, everyone's body is different, so just listen to your body. If this is putting any weird like pressure on your knees, don't do it. You can always come here, but I'm gonna do the full one, but listen to your body, and then just slowly easing back. First on your forearms, and if you're like, this is groovy for me, I'm good here. If you're getting a good stretch through the quads, through the front of the ankles, then cool, still chill here and breathe. Or if you can come all the way down and bring your arms up overhead, holding onto opposite elbow, then you'll get the full benefit of this pose. Really great to give a little compression and massage to the ankles and the tops of the feet. Helps with ankle flexibility. Just breathing here for a few moments. Nice, and then bringing your hands back to the floor, holding onto your ankles and pressing up. Coming onto your forearms and pressing your way up. Coming forward, tucking the toes. We're just gonna try a little ankle strength stability practice play here. So first of all, coming onto your ankles here. See if you can do a little toe stand balance. With your heart right over your hips, head over the heart, tall spine. Squeezing your glutes here, make sure they're active and that they're on. Shifting your weight into your left leg. So keeping that ankle strong, keep the left glute active. See if you can begin to kind of tiptoe that right leg forward. So staying really, might have to find something to balance on. See if, and if you're just here, that's great. Maybe we'll see what happens. I'm gonna try lifting that right leg off. Okay, I'm cheating, I'm holding onto the wall, but if you can try and find a moment of balance, just playing around here. So take a few moments really grounding in, energy shooting down through that left leg and ankle, trying to balance, oh yeah. Ooh yeah, finding that balance and breathe. Bringing that right leg in, switching sides, finding that toe stand nice in the center first. Really strong through that right leg, squeezing through the right glute, pressing down into the floor. Begin to tiptoe that left leg forward, trying to not, let your ankle pop out to the side here, keeping it nice and under you. And then see if you can lift that left leg off, pulling the core in, shoulders down. Ooh, yes. And breathe. Keeping your ankle centered, and release that down. Bringing your feet together, and then opening up your knees, coming into a wide knee toe stand here. Taking that same earth element mudra, and just resting them on top of you. See, we're basically in a first grand plie, if you want to think about it that way. So really squeezing the glutes, drawing them together to lift you up and out of the pelvis. Tall spine. You guys are doing great. Beautiful trees. And releasing your hands to the floor. And again, just tap out those feet, shake them out. So strong. Coming onto your booty. And then rolling onto your back. We're either gonna take just your legs straight up, if that's all you'd like today, or rocking up into a full shoulder stand here. So you want to get your hips right over your heart, hands behind your back to support you, or if you're feeling really strong in the core, you can put your hands down on the floor, but only do that if you really have the core strength to hold yourself up. And then reaching those toes up towards the ceiling. This pose is so good, not only for your feet and ankles to get a little reverse flow of gravity, take any pressure or swelling off the feet, but it also is like the fountain of youth. Like everyone in my yoga practice, my yoga training was saying, do this. It completely rejuvenates the whole body. It gives your nervous system a chance to calm down, can slow down the heart rate. And just going upside down is super good for your whole body. Refreshes the lymph system, your circulatory system. Can help with decompression. Just breathing here. Beautiful, and slowly lowering down. Reaching for the outer edges of your feet, taking a happy baby, and give your feet a little squeeze while you're at it, giving them some love again. Nice, and then bringing the soles of your feet together on the floor, letting your knees open up to the side. And then find that length in your spine as you rest on the floor. And then taking your hands, just encourage the muscles of the legs to release, squeezing from the top of the leg and working your way down towards the knee. And then letting your hands rest at your sides. Feeling the energy of your feet, bringing your awareness to the soles of your feet. How are they feeling? Mine are feeling quite warm from all that activation and footwork. Just sending love to your legs. Imagine your whole lower body from the hips down enveloped in this warm red light. The energy and the color of the root chakra. Noticing all of the places where your body is connecting with the floor. And then when you're ready, straightening your legs out. Coming into a shavasana here. Letting your whole body completely relax to the floor, just knowing that you are safe and supported to relax, to allow your body to release. And just appreciating your vessel, your body. Just again say to yourself, I am at home in my body. I am grateful for my body. And I treat my body with love and respect. allowing your hips to soften, letting your calves soften, your toes and arches soften, relaxing your shoulders and the back of your neck and your jaw. Begin to deepen your breath, inhaling, drawing in that fresh oxygen all the way down to your toes. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, taking a big stretch, reaching your arms up overhead, pointing the toes. And then exhaling, drawing the knees into your chest, giving yourself a little squeeze, rocking side to side, massage out your low back. And then rolling to one side to gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. So let's take the feet together and just holding them with love. Sending a little prayer to your feet that they stay healthy, that they stay strong, and that you never forget about your connection to the earth, that you are one with nature, that you are one with the ground, that you're always grounded, sending gratitude to gravity for keeping us connected with this beautiful planet always. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, drawing the hands into the heart. Wishing you all healthy and fulfilling dance careers. May you honor your body, listen to your body, challenge your body, and grow in all sorts of ways as an artist, as a mover, as a human. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Well, y'all have a beautiful rest of your day, and part of this grounding practice of, tuning into the root chakra is not just, activating the legs, but really listening to the body. What is it that you need today? Do you need rest? Do you need nourishing food? Do you need time spent alone or with loved ones? And just try to listen to the body rather than what the mind is telling you that it thinks you should be doing. At least I know for myself, I can get into this I need to be being productive. I need to do this, this, and that. I have a to-do list. When really my body is can we just take a moment and chill? So just always honoring the wisdom of the body and honoring yourselves. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next week. Much love.